Something subtle is moving beneath the surface of time. You can't see it, but if you stay still long enough, you'll feel it, like the air just before a storm or the heartbeat that steadies before transformation. This is not another prediction or superstition. It is the rhythm of nature aligning with consciousness, a moment that only the attentive will sense. The final Wednesday of October carries an ancient resonance. Across generations, monks, seekers, and mystics observed these rare temporal crossings when energy quiets and awareness deepens. Most will rush through this day as they do every other, blind to the silence calling them inward. But a few, perhaps only 1%, will pause. They will feel the pull between stillness and awakening. They will recognize that true change does not thunder through chaos. It arrives silently in the disciplined heart that listens. In this teaching, I will share why this day matters, not because the world outside shifts, but because it mirrors the transformation waiting within you. We will uncover how Shaolin philosophy trains the mind to detect these unseen movements, how breath becomes a compass, and how presence opens doors that force never could. You will learn why discipline leads to freedom, how balance is born from inner conflict, and how a single mindful act can alter the path of your destiny. By the end, you will not only understand what this Wednesday represents, you will feel its quiet power moving through you. I am Shiheng Yi, and this is a message for those walking the path of awareness. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, a space where ancient wisdom meets the modern seeker. If you are ready to step beyond noise and into mastery, stay until the end and remember to subscribe. Your training begins now. There is a saying within the monastery walls, where your attention rests, your life follows. This is the first gate of mastery, the art of turning the gaze inward. When I was young in training, my master once handed me a bowl of water and said, "Hold it steady." I thought it was simple, but as the minutes passed, my hand began to tremble. The surface rippled, the reflection disappeared. He smiled and said, "That is your mind." In that moment I understood, until we learn to still the inner waters, we can never see what is truly there. Attention is not just focus, it is energy. Most people scatter it into the world toward distractions, fears, and endless desires. They chase what sparkles outside and wonder why they feel empty within. The Shaolin path teaches the opposite. Bring your attention back to its source. Notice your breath. Notice the quiet hum of existence behind all motion. When the eyes turn inward, the noise of the world begins to soften. This final Wednesday of October will test that discipline. The world may feel different, slower, heavier, or strangely quiet. You may sense a pull, as if something unseen is asking you to pause. Do not resist it. In such moments, the wise do not react, they observe. They retreat within, not to escape, but to align. For the one who learns to direct attention inward, life stops being random. You begin to see patterns in your emotions, echoes in your thoughts, harmony in your breath. And when the world shifts, as it soon will, you will not be thrown by the storm. You will feel its rhythm and move with it. This is how the 1% perceive what others miss. This is the first step on the path of mastery. Freedom is often misunderstood. Many think it means doing whatever they want, whenever they wish. But the masters of old knew a deeper truth. Without discipline, freedom is only chaos disguised as choice. Within the temple, every action followed rhythm, waking at dawn, bowing before training, eating in silence. To outsiders, it seemed strict, almost harsh. Yet inside that structure was an unseen lightness. The body obeyed, the mind softened, and the heart opened. Through discipline, the monks discovered a space beyond resistance, the stillness that gives rise to true freedom. This coming Wednesday carries the same invitation. You are not asked to climb mountains or meditate for hours, only to commit to one simple act done with full awareness. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and feel each breath as it enters and leaves. Notice the sensations, the restlessness, the mind's urge to wander. Do not fight it, just return, again and again. In this repetition lies the secret. Every return is a victory of the spirit over the storm of thought. Every breath reclaimed is a small liberation. Over time, this gentle discipline reshapes you. The noise of life still exists, but it no longer commands you. You begin to move through the world with quiet authority, unshaken by what once disturbed you. Shaolin philosophy teaches that restriction is not punishment, it is alignment. A sword is only sharp because it was shaped by pressure and fire. In the same way, a disciplined life is not smaller, it is clearer. So, when this Wednesday arrives, let structure be your teacher. Sit, breathe, notice. In that stillness, you will feel it, the door opening not outward but inward. What you once called limitation will reveal itself as liberation. This is the paradox of freedom through discipline. In the Shaolin way, there is no strength without softness, and no peace without struggle. The two are not enemies. They are dance partners, circling one another in endless motion. Hardness shapes you, softness refines you. Both are necessary on the path of mastery. There was a time in training when winter settled hard upon the temple. The mornings were cold enough to sting the skin, and the stone floor bit at the feet. Many complained, but one elder said quietly, "Do not fight the cold, let it teach you." Those words stayed. The cold became a mirror. It revealed resistance, impatience, pride. Yet when the body stopped fighting and simply breathed, the cold lost its power. In yielding, strength appeared. This Wednesday carries the same lesson. You may feel tension rise, emotions stir, or life press against you in unfamiliar ways. This is not punishment. It is practice. The moment discomfort arises, the untrained mind wants escape. The trained one watches. It meets hardness with steady breath, then softens, not in weakness, but in wisdom. Self-mastery is born from this meeting point. We grow through friction. The mind becomes clear not by avoiding pressure, but by staying present within it. Just as water polishes stone through persistence, awareness polishes the soul through challenge. So when that day arrives and something unsettles your peace, remember, it is not the world testing you, it is life inviting you to see your own strength. Meet the hardness fully. Then, soften. Breathe into the space that opens after resistance fades. There you will discover the true meaning of balance. Not a perfect stillness, but a living harmony between effort and ease. In that harmony, transformation quietly unfolds. In the monastery, meditation was never confined to the hall. It lived in every step, every breath, every stroke of the broom across the stone floor. The masters would say, "If you cannot find stillness while sweeping, you will not find it sitting either." It took years to understand that wisdom, true mindfulness, does not wait for silence. It creates it. This coming Wednesday may look like any other day. The same routine, the same faces, the same small troubles. Yet beneath that sameness lies a hidden opportunity. The ordinary holds the key to the extraordinary, but only for those who notice. When you walk, truly walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When you speak, hear your own voice without judgment. When you breathe, let the breath remind you that life is already complete in this moment. Every small act can become sacred when it is done with awareness. Washing a cup, tying your shoes, sitting in traffic, each moment is a chance to wake up. The body becomes the temple, the breath, the prayer, the present moment, the altar. Shaolin teaching reminds us that mindfulness is not escape, it is engagement. You do not withdraw from life, you enter it more fully. The monk's calm is not because life is easy, but because he is fully present within it. So when the final Wednesday of October arrives, do not wait for miracles. Let your attention be the miracle. Let your awareness turn every simple motion into a meditation. The one who can stay awake in the ordinary does not need the extraordinary to feel alive. That is the quiet power of mastery, to meet each breath as if it were the first, and each moment as if it were the only one. Within the Shaolin path, one of the first lessons whispered to every student is this: you are not your story. It sounds simple, yet it is among the hardest truths to live. The ego clings tightly to victories, to wounds, to names and roles. It builds walls of identity and calls them protection. But those same walls become the cage that limits the spirit. There is an old teaching of a monk who carried a bowl filled to the brim with water. When asked what it meant, he said, "This is the mind of most people, so full that nothing new can enter." The master beside him smiled and gently tipped the bowl, letting the water spill onto the earth. Now he said, "You may receive." Letting go is not loss. It is space. It is the moment the clenched hand opens. This Wednesday invites such a release. Perhaps there's a belief about who you are, a label, a failure, an expectation you've carried too long. Notice it. Feel how it shapes your choices, your fears, your reactions. Then, with a deep breath, loosen your grip. Self-mastery is impossible while burdened by illusion. You cannot command what still controls you. When the ego softens, awareness expands. What remains is not emptiness, but clarity, the quiet strength that comes from simply being. Letting go is an act of courage, not denial. It does not erase your past. It frees you from being defined by it. In that freedom, life flows again, fresh and unguarded. So as this Wednesday unfolds, let it be your moment to pour out the bowl, to release one thought, one attachment, one story that no longer serves. Only then can you meet the truth that waits beyond what you thought you were. In the temple, greatness was never measured by grand displays of strength, but by the quiet consistency of small acts. The monk who swept the courtyard each dawn with unwavering presence was often closer to mastery than the one who performed 1,000 kicks without mindfulness. Shaolin wisdom teaches that the smallest actions, repeated with awareness, carry the power to transform the soul. This Wednesday is not calling for something dramatic. Its power lies in the simple and the sincere. At noon, wherever you are, pause for a brief moment. Place both feet on the ground, straighten your posture, and take 3 deep, unhurried breaths. As you breathe, ask silently, "What am I resisting?" Do not rush for an answer. Let the question settle like mist, touching whatever truth needs to rise. In that quiet space, you might feel something subtle shift, the soft release of tension in the body, a loosening of thoughts, or an emotion long ignored, finally exhaling. That is the beginning of freedom. It is through these small, mindful pauses that we begin to reclaim our energy from the noise of the world. The Shaolin path teaches that ritual is not about control, it is about remembrance. Each small act is a thread connecting you back to presence. Over time, these threads weave a state of clarity, strong enough to hold you steady when life begins to shake. Do not underestimate what a few breaths can do. The universe responds not to size but to sincerity. When you honor a moment fully, even briefly, you align yourself with something greater. So let this small ritual be your reminder. Transformation rarely arrives with thunder. It begins with a breath, a pause, and the courage to listen. The body is the first temple we are given, yet it is often the last one we learn to honor. In Shaolin practice, every movement, whether a powerful strike or a simple bow, is meditation in motion. The ancients understood that the mind cannot be clear if the body is neglected, and the spirit cannot rise if the body and mind are divided. Harmony among the three is the essence of true mastery. There is an old saying, "The body speaks what the mind hides." When anger lingers, the shoulders tighten. When fear visits, the breath shortens. When life feels heavy, even the spine bends under unseen weight. But when awareness enters the body, these hidden stories begin to unfold. The act of standing still, breathing deeply, and feeling where tension lives is not weakness, it is wisdom. This Wednesday, take a few moments to reconnect with that wisdom. Stand tall, feet rooted to the ground, spine upright but relaxed. Inhale slowly, as if drawing strength from the earth itself. Exhale, and let go of what the body no longer needs to carry. Feel where resistance hides, in the jaw, the chest, the hands, and gently release it. Shaolin philosophy teaches that movement and stillness are not opposites. They complete each other. Through the body, the mind learns focus. Through the mind, the spirit learns peace, and through the spirit, the body learns purpose. Personal mastery is not a thought you hold. It is a way you move through the world. It is how you breathe when no one watches, how you walk when life feels uncertain. So on this Wednesday, let body, mind, and spirit align, not as an act of striving but of remembering. In that alignment, you will rediscover what it means to be whole. Every being carries both shadow and light. The monks of old would say, without night even the stars would forget to shine. The Shaolin path does not deny the darkness within, it seeks to understand it. Growth is not the escape from pain or fear, but the meeting of them with steady awareness. Only by knowing both ends of the spectrum, comfort and discomfort, calm and chaos, can balance truly exist. There was once a student who asked why his meditations felt heavy, filled with unwanted thoughts. The master replied, "You cannot clear the pond by fighting the mud. You let it settle by being still." The student learned that what disturbs the mind is not darkness itself, but the resistance to it. This Wednesday, you are invited into that same stillness. Ask yourself gently, what in me have I hidden? What have I silenced out of fear? What part of me is ready to rise? These questions are not meant to unsettle, but to awaken. The answers may come as emotions, memories, or sensations in the body. Do not push them away. Simply observe. In awareness, the shadow loses its grip and transforms into understanding. The shock of transformation is never from the world outside. It is the sound of inner truth breaking free. When you allow yourself to see what you've long avoided, something within you expands. You become whole again. Shaolin philosophy teaches that light and shadow are not enemies. They are two breaths of the same life. The shadow gives the light meaning, and the light gives the shadow purpose. On this day, let both be seen. Stand in the middle, unafraid. There, in the still point between darkness and dawn, awakening quietly begins. In the Shaolin tradition, purpose was never measured by titles or victories. It was found in the quiet intention behind every action. A monk sweeping the courtyard with full awareness served the world no less than a warrior defending the temple gates. Purpose, they taught, is not about doing more. It is about doing with meaning. The modern mind often confuses achievement with fulfillment. It chases milestones, collects accomplishments, and calls it purpose. Yet when the noise fades, many feel the same emptiness that success was supposed to erase. The Shaolin way turns this pursuit inside out. Before asking what you can achieve, ask what you can give, not only to others, but to your own being. This Wednesday, pause and ask yourself, how can I serve? Not in grand gestures, but in presence. Perhaps by offering patience where you once offered judgment, or by listening, truly listening to someone who feels unseen, even by honoring your own body with rest or your mind with silence. These small acts of service realign you with a deeper harmony, the rhythm that connects all life. Purpose is not found in striving. It reveals itself in sincerity. When action flows from awareness rather than ambition, it nourishes rather than drains. You begin to sense that your very existence contributes to the balance of things. The breath you take, the words you speak, the energy you hold, all ripple outward. Mastery, then, is not the endless pursuit of goals. It is the embodiment of purpose in every moment. To live with purpose is to walk through life awake, to feel the sacredness of ordinary days, and to serve without needing recognition. On this Wednesday, let purpose move through you, quietly and completely, like the breath that sustains all life. There is an old Shaolin proverb, the tree does not strive to bear fruit. It bears fruit because it lives in harmony. This is the essence of purpose, being, not chasing. The monks understood that true fulfillment is not born from achievement, but from alignment. When body, mind, and spirit act as one, purpose naturally flows through everything you do. In the modern world, life often feels like a race towards success, recognition, or the next milestone. Yet even when we reach those goals, something inside remains restless. The Shaolin path teaches a quieter truth. Purpose is not found at the finish line. It is discovered in how you walk the path itself. Every breath, every act carries meaning when done with intention. This Wednesday, ask yourself, how can I serve today? Not serve in the sense of sacrifice, but in the sense of connection. Serve your body by treating it with care. Serve your mind by feeding it silence instead of noise. Serve others by offering kindness without reason or reward. These small acts ripple outward, shaping harmony where ambition once built walls. To live with purpose is to remember that you are part of something vast. When your actions rise from awareness rather than desire, they nourish more than just yourself. They sustain the balance around you. In this way, even stillness becomes an offering. Mastery is not a prize to be won. It is the quiet strength of knowing why you act and for whom. It is the shift from what can I get to what can I give. When you feel this, not just think it, life itself becomes sacred. On this Wednesday, step into that sacred rhythm and let purpose live through you as naturally as breath. The final Wednesday of October is not a day of spectacle, it is an invitation to pause, to look inward, and to meet yourself with gentle awareness. When you take even a single mindful moment, act with quiet discipline, balance challenge with ease, release what no longer serves you, and align body, mind, and spirit, the ordinary begins to transform. In these simple yet powerful acts, the subtle currents of life become visible. You begin to feel the shift that most overlook. By confronting your shadow, serving your deeper purpose, and living fully in the present, you step into a space few ever reach. Choose to be among the 1% who feel, who do not merely observe, who awaken to the rhythms of their own being. Remember, the shock you may feel is not outside of you. It is the sound of your deeper self-awakening, a quiet, profound call that has always been waiting patiently for you to answer. Carry this practice into your daily life. Let each moment become an opportunity to pause, breathe, and act with presence. Small rituals, mindful steps, and conscious attention will ripple outward, shaping both your inner world and the world around you. If this message resonates, join us on this path. Like this video, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, and step into the timeless wisdom of presence, discipline, and mastery. Peace grows in stillness, and awakening begins with a single breath.